ready. This is going to be exciting.
And we got coverage starts up to go. Green flag is out and underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lincoln Tech Indycar Series here on Saturday night. Goat Locker has been wide open the last couple weeks, and boy, we're going to be wide open tonight. As the Indycar, we're going to leave the wine country. We're going to leave the hills and the valleys and the rich folks, and we're going to move out a little bit further east, funny enough, to the desert of Phoenix, where it's hot, and we're going to hit our first oval tonight at Phoenix. Welcome, everybody, to V-Speed. I hope you all having a wonderful, and I hope maybe a lot of you are warm. Hope the power's on. I know you missed Noah Hogarth. I know you missed Skylar Daly, but tonight it's going to be me and Rick Ravon in the booth, and boy, we're going to kick some butt tonight. I cannot wait. Rick, how you feeling about IndyCar at Phoenix?
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one, Eddie. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a fun race to watch, especially early on. When the green flag drops, you're going to see a lot of action. And on the restarts, if we happen to have yellow flags, that's where you're going to see most of the action. And most of the rest of this race, if they get strung out a little bit, is going to be watching how these drivers deal with the track conditions and how are they going to work with their roll bars and their weight jackers. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to break all that stuff down. That's the unique thing about IndyCar is that you've got the road course, you've got the push to pass, you've got all the little things, the different tire compounds. You've got all the cool little things about road course IndyCar. Then you come to the ovals, and that stuff goes away. You have the same tire compound. You don't have any of the push to pass. Now it's all about the strategy of using the weight jacker to move that weight around. Talk a little bit about that and what the thought process is, Rick. Of going into, how do I set that up? How much do I use it?
Well, it depends, from track to track. It depends on the car setup. I think they might be using the default Phoenix setup for the Indy cars here. If that's the case, you're probably going to want to set your car up a little bit loose and just kind of chase the car as the tires start to wear. And I don't know if the conditions, if the conditions are going to change or not, but you really just have to go by those tire temperatures and monitor them the entire race.
Absolutely. Well, the tire's going to be hot. We'll take a look at the weather and see what the track temp is. Never mind, it's 80 degrees. So not going to be too hot, but once they get going, they start generating that friction, the tires will get hot. Well, Rick, tell me about Phoenix Raceway. That's where we're going to be tonight. Tell me about it.
Well, this is a wonderful track. I believe the first race here was back in 1968, and if I'm not mistaken, Bobby Unser was the winner of that first race. located, of course, in Phoenix, Arizona. Also, Avondale. You know, there's other places around the country where, like for Indianapolis, for example, isn't actually in Indianapolis. It's located in Speedway, Indiana. So this track, Phoenix, Arizona, is actually located in Avondale, Indiana. It's 1 mile around. The banking is 8 to 11 degrees and 3 degrees on the straightaway. You got 4 turns, and it is a tri-oval. They've got a dog leg. They did mess around with the configuration of this track, which, to be honest with you, as a traditionalist, man, I was an IndyCar fan since I was 12 years old back in 1982, and I did not like the change. I loved it the way it was. But you know what? They changed it. You have to get used to it, and you have to admit, it is a pretty good layout.
100%. Well, qualifying is over, and we're getting ready to jump into the grid. And doggone it, if we don't have Jamie Lipke out front with the Jam Printing Promotions Pole Award. And look, we love Jam Printing Promotions. If you haven't seen the episode with Amber from Jam Printing Promotions on Goat Talk, you better do it. And you've heard it 1,000 times. Jam Printing Promotion has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They've been with Goat Locker since the very beginning. Just incredible partners. They do incredible work, and they're also the big part of the GLR web store. You go to glrwebstore.com or go to goatlockerracing.org. Go to the store, go click shop up there, and go to the store. They're the ones who do that. They do incredible work. It looks awesome, feels awesome, and the price is just right. So that's why we love Jam Printing and Promotions. We got Jamie Lipke going to take that award tonight. Jason Kristen going to be on the outside of the front row. And then in row number 2, you're going to have James Silver. So winner from this season already, not in IndyCar, but in another series. But he's going to be pretty quick tonight. I just feel it. Wesley Burke going to be in 4th. You can see those times there. Sub 20-second lap times. 19.1 seconds. That's fast. In 5th, going to be James Molyneux. I don't know. Molyneux. Rick, you're going to have to help me later. But that's the best I got. But Molyneux. You know, it seems Louisianian. Brian Provo is going to be in 6th in that 08 machine, and you can see how close the lap times are. Logan Threlkeld going to be in the 7th position. In 8th, Ryan Pendleton. 9th, Braden Mayfield, and Cody Turner are going to round out your top 10. Go ahead and tell me who's rolling out next, Rick.
11th place, Cody Anderson had a great race last week, and then on the outside it'll be Wyatt Dunling. That's 12th place. Moving on to, we have a few more cars left. Still looking at Cody Anderson, Wyatt Dungling, those guys in that row. Samuel Joseph will roll off in 13th place, car number 36. He ran pretty strong last week as well until late in the race. And Mario Jacobellis, here's the guy to watch. Now, we are at Phoenix. This is an oval. It's the great equalizer. Jacobellis didn't show up until late in the practice session, and you could see a result as far back as he's starting. And 15th place, DJ Patterson, car number 26. On the outside, Bill Mofield in 16th, which is a bit of a surprise. He might have had some sort of an issue during his qualifying run. He doesn't even have a time. Bill Mofield was up there in the top 5 for most of that practice session before qualifying.
Well, the pace truck could run over these cars. It's massive how big a difference that pace truck is compared to these Indy cars. But pulling off of the track, and they're going to go all the way down this backstretch area, going into what used to be turn 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, but they moved the start-finish line, so now it's 3 and 4. But we're getting ready, the first oval of the season. You want to talk about something exciting? It's IndyCar on ovals. That's where they were meant to be, I do believe. And here we go, getting ready to go green into the Scream Store and restart zone. Green flag is out here at Phoenix. We're coming down the back straightaway. Jamie Lipke gets the lead and is able to start to pull away a little bit. Clean air at an oval, Rick, is really, really important.
Well, Jamie Lipke begins to run away just a little bit from James Silvers, but watch the early laps here. Lipke is running away, but we've got Silvers and Wesley Burke, Kristen. They just swap positions. Kristen now picks up 3rd place. These early laps are where you have the most grip on these tires. That's where you're going to see probably most of the action, the starts and the restarts.
Big moves there from James Molino in the 94. And he makes a move on to what looks like maybe his teammate, Wesley Burke here, who they seem to have the same paint scheme, so I don't know. But he gets really out of the groove, and that allows Brian Provo to get down on the inside. And we're already seeing some, maybe cold tires. Maybe the car's just not reacting like they want to. But you can see the big run that you get, the draft off the Indycar, able to get a big run on somebody. So even though it feels like you lose some positions, you gain it all right back.
Mario Jacobellis, no surprise, has already moved up. He's moved up to 11th place. And just behind him, Wyatt Dooling and Braden Mayfield are going at it. Mayfield running in 12th. He just took over the spot.
Still watching this battle here from 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th is Ryan Pendleton now with Wesley Burke. Logan Threlkeld and Cody Turner all over each other as they just keep swapping positions. Wesley Burke dropping like a rock here, as now Logan Threlkeld going to be on the inside and now just constantly falling backwards as we go on board with Cody Anderson.
Oh, Cody Turner just got his left side wheels on that yellow stripe. And believe me when I tell you, Eddie, you don't want to go down on that yellow stripe because the back end will whip around in a hurry. Now he's being challenged by Cody Anderson. Here comes Anderson down to the inside. Can he get, oh, they touch. There was a little bit of net code there, and they touched just before the start-finish line.
Contact was made here early as here comes Mario Jacobellis making his way towards the front. He is moving very fast, trying to take advantage of that little bit of incident there, as it looks like Cody Turner kind of backed out of it a little bit. But it seems like the cars are pretty tight, especially when you got somebody on your outside. The front end just does not want to turn off of those corners, and Cody Anderson pushed up just a little bit. But so far, kind of strung out here. We got a little battle up here towards that's Ryan Pendleton going to the inside of, or actually Wesley Burke going to the inside of Ryan Pendleton. So guys making some moves here. You can see it. As soon as two guys get side by side, boy, it does open the door for somebody else like Logan Threlkeld here right behind him.
Ryan Pendleton going after Wesley Burke again. Wesley Burke, Pendleton down to the inside. Another nice battle. Boy, this has been one heck of a race so far, and Wesley Burke is able to hold on to the spot, Eddie.
Yeah, it seems like if you don't get tight, off of the top side, you can really hold a position down. It seems like on the bottom, you just don't have the grip. The car wants to use the whole track. And if you don't get right down to the bottom, it really does sail on exit here in these ovals. I mean, you're putting so much pressure on those right side tires. This car is not the same one you see at Indy. It's a totally different car. The speedway car that they run at Indy is a completely its own thing. It's its own animal. This car is very, very interesting. They're definitely having to lift a little bit, but not too much. It just depends on where the tires are. But it leans on those right sides so much that it can heat those things up. And if you're not careful, you turn that wheel a little bit too much, it'll slide those front tires, and boy, that car will not turn, especially if you get in some dirty air. And dirty air is something that people are going to be dealing with all night tonight.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with any form of racing, but in the Indy cars, especially at a track here like Phoenix, where you are really just so on edge in the corners. You're just in the corners here so much, and you're going top speed through these corners. You really got to take care of those front tires.
Well, we've got a battle for the lead starting to brew as James Molino has gotten up 3 spots from where he started and is now putting pressure on Jamie Lipke, who had kind of checked out. But now all of a sudden, Molino starting to make himself known here up at the front.
Well, Jamie Lipke was really quick in practice and actually held on to the top spot in practice for quite a while until he was finally unseated. But just behind him, Molino, boy, he is really, really looking for that lead right now. And apparently he's figured out something Jamie Lipke hasn't figured out. Is now they're side by side. They come across the start-finish line, and I have a feeling that James Molino is going to be getting around pretty soon. He's got something figured out that Jamie hasn't.
Yeah, Lipke, though, holds tight on that outside, and while they're battling, you see Brian Provo sneaking up there. They were side by side for one turn, and Provo was able to best them by 0.3 of a second, though. I think Brian Provo made contact with the wall a little bit.
Yes, he did. He made contact with the right side. He pushed up. That's the problem. That's normally, that's what separates these cars once the tires start to wear, is you can't get too close behind somebody without that front end pushing. You've got to make an adjustment to your roll bars or your weight jacker. And apparently Provo has yet to make that adjustment, but I assume after that, he's probably made the adjustment now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can tell you that this car sneaks up on you. It's not. It's a very sudden thing when you lose the front end of this car, and if you're not careful, if you don't prepare for it, it can definitely grab you really quick, and you're like, oh snap! And if you're at Indianapolis, you might be in the wall. It's already too late. And I think as the tires start to wear, you're going to have to be thinking. And like Jamie Lipke right now has had clean air all night long, but they are catching up to the tail of the field. DJ Patterson about to go a lap down as Patterson pulls down in front of Lipke. Lipke has to check up. That's going to open the door maybe for Molyneux. Molyneux, though, going to follow in line. Not going to do anything as only makes contact with DJ Patterson.
That might bring out a yellow. Patterson's right front is severely damaged, but Patterson keeps the car pointed forward now, pulls down to the inside, and he's able to make it into the pits. And so no yellow flag. We stay green.
Wow, scary moment, and these cars are fragile. These things are not, I mean, they're fragile in a good way because you can come down pit road and actually throw a whole new front wing on these cars pretty quickly. So it's actually not the worst thing in the world, but if you get a little bit of contact with that right front or left front and that wing falls off, boy, that changes the characteristic of this car, and you end up just going back. It's like a big old parachute, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, no doubt about it. These cars are so sensitive, and they're set up to be so precise. Again, a challenge from Molyneux trying to get down to the inside. Can't do it again. But Provo is closing in on Molyneux as well. Well, let's keep an eye on Molyneux.
Yeah, Molyneux just
now. Provo goes to the outside. He's trying to avoid the dirty air from Molyneux, and it just might work. He's able to nose his way. Now they're side by side, going into turns 3 and 4. And, well, still side by side, and Provo claps the wall again.
And here comes Jason Kristen. Wow, look at this racing. And this all started when Molyneux was trying to take the lead, and we've seen that inside line not really work at all. It's just, it seems like you get really tight, you're not able to carry that speed, and once you do that, whoever's behind you comes flying up there. What was a separation of about 2 or 3 seconds is now second through fourth. Is like under a blanket. They're all over each other now. As Jason Kristen was able to get around Provo. I don't know if Provo's got a little bit of damage. Hopefully not. But now Kristen looking to make a move here on Molyneux.
Look at this battle tightening up. Molyneux, second place, third place. Kristen, fourth place. Provo. Wesley Burke is right behind them. And right behind Burke, Ryan Pendleton and Logan Threlkel. They're all running right together, the top 7, except for one person, and that's Jamie Lipke. He's got a 1.1 second lead, so he was able to take advantage of that and put some distance on the field.
That's what these cars are. These cars are just, things happen fast. Things just happen faster than in other type of race cars, and this is a great example of that. Just one wrong move, one little mistake, one little bit of side-by-side for a little bit too long, and all of a sudden, 4 cars are on top of you. So you have to make those moves at the right time. Molyneux was trying to take the lead, and look what happened. He's a second back from Jamie Lipke. He was right on her back bumper, and now was in the clutches of 4 other drivers. So you have to make the decision. He took a couple shots down to the inside. It obviously didn't work. Lipke able to hold on to that position. So now Molyneux is going to have to get creative. When he gets back up to Lipke, what does he do? Does he try to sneak up to the outside like what we saw with Provo? Will he try to do something crazy to try to make that pass into the corner? You're going to have to be creative because what he's been doing so far hasn't worked.
There goes Provo underneath Jason Kristen side by side. The battle is for third place. And just behind them, Wesley Burke and Ryan Pendleton side by side.
Yeah, I mean, it's about to be a 5-car battle again. Burke not knowing where to go. I thought he was going to maybe take it 3 wide, thought better of it being only 30 laps into this race. And here comes Ryan Pendleton. And Logan Threlkel just watching this like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this.
Wow, what a show these guys are putting on right now. Kristen, it looks like he's going to be taking over. Brian Provo finally settles into third place, and he's got a little ways to go to catch James Molyneux now. But, boy, the battle from third place back. is so tight. I did not expect to see this at Phoenix, but the temperatures aren't quite as hot as we normally see in Phoenix. So that is definitely one of the reasons why we see these battles near the front of the field.
This is why we love IndyCar and ovals. IndyCar at road courses is cool, but ovals is where it's at. This car and ovals are just meant to be together, and this is why the excitement and these drivers laying it all on the line. You have, paper-thin margins here of what you can do when you're battling side by side with another driver, and they are all playing it perfectly so far. Will it last? That's going to be the question. When do you get a little bit frustrated and start making moves that you shouldn't? Clip someone's, rear wing, clip your front wing. Who knows? But it is very exciting as Lipke now catching back up to looks another lap car, and Molyneux has reeled her back in.
This is interesting. DJ Patterson, DJ is the one who kind of sort of gotten away last time as a slower car. Nothing done intentional, no mistake there, but sometimes that happens with slower traffic. Lipke's able to come around DJ with no problem. Now side by side and almost touching with James Molyneux just behind, but Molyneux continues to pursue Lipke. He's only half a second back now. But that battle at the front has tightened up. And by the way, we're 37 laps into this race, and so that means we've got roughly 20 laps or so, give or take, until the first round of pit stops. And I thought for sure we would see a yellow flag before this time, but these guys are doing a great job.
Incredible racing so far, 100%. That's what I expect here in GLR. Now, what I love is that you were talking about DJ Patterson, and and some of these guys don't know where to go. I mean, gosh, you're going so fast. Let's look on board with these guys. Throkel, look at 197, 198 miles an hour on a 1 mile track, by the way, if you don't know. And a lot of stuff comes at you fast. And so DJ Patterson may have not known where to be, don't know where I'm supposed to go when I'm getting lapped in these cars. And so far, doing a great job of just staying out of the way as soon as I say that. It goes around contact. And our first caution of the night is out.
Oh, no. Wesley Burke is involved. It looks like Jason Kristen is involved. Cody Anderson has a wobbling left front tire. Oh, no. And one of those cars had to tow back to the pits, I believe.
Take a look at it again, and like I said, DJ Patterson just doing the best that he can. It's just a lot going on right here. You don't know really where to be, and he goes down into the corner. He's got Jason Kristen on the outside and just kind of comes down, and my goodness, what a violent wreck for Jason Kristen. He went for a ride.
Yeah, that's a shame. The general rule of thumb, if you're coming up to be lapped, really is to give the racing line to the leaders. And it looked like DJ may have come down just a little bit. But if you're a lap car or about to be lapped, best idea is just to stay wide. We've got pit stops happening now.
Yeah, you can see from the replay just what happened there. And honestly, Jason kind of gets a little tight on exit trying to make that pass. And, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer. Pit stops are happening. Really quick pit stops, too. Boy, they're up and down pretty quick. About 9 seconds, 7, 8 seconds as Jamie Lipke blinks out as she wins the battle off pit road. James Molyneux able to come out second, Provo third, Logan Thurlkeld in fourth, Wesley Burke in that fifth position. Well, while we have some time, because I feel like we're not going to have a whole lot of time here. These guys have been driving amazing, and so we always got to thank our sponsors. And the first one is one that we don't maybe talk about enough, which is the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. Now, if you're part of Goat Locker, if you understand Goat Locker's mission, it's veterans, is to give sim rig equipment to veterans who deserve it, who have, the idea is diversion therapy, a great community, all kinds of really important things that these sim rigs do for these veterans. And by the way, they just deserve them. They deserve to have them, and they're always deserving when they get them. So we're up to 14 now that have been given away, and largely part to the grant provided by Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. Without that grant, Goat Locker could not do what they do. We have a lot of great partners, but Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs has provided a massive grant to Goat Locker to be able to do that in the state of Indiana, and because of them, all this is possible. So we cannot thank them enough. Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, just an incredible incredible what they've done to help Goat Locker. Base car getting ready to pull off, though. Jamie Lipke going to hold on to this lead. We'll see if she can hold it for another 100 or 80 laps, 78.
Jamie's doing a great job. I think that Jamie's led every lap up to this point. As the green flag is about to come out, they're coming to the start-finish line right now. Let's line them up. James Molyneux second, Brian Provo third, Logan Dreckheld fourth, Wesley Burke fifth, then it's Jason Kristen, Mario Jacobellis, Ryan Pendleton, Cody Anderson, and James Silvers. Look at the jump that Jamie Lipke got.
Into the extreme score and restart zone we were, and now we're not. And you're right. James Molyneux did not have a great jump after that first corner. Cold tires could be at play here, but he's going to fall all the way back to fifth and into the clutches of Mario Jacobellis, who were still waiting to get to the front. But it seems like it's very, very tough out there to make these passes. So with these fresh tires, you better do it now and hope that you can pull away a little bit. Here comes Logan Threlkeld down to the inside of Provo. Provo, though, going to gas it up. Hold on to it for now.
And Brian Provo isn't that far behind Jamie Lipke and closing in. Look at the distance now. It's about 0.2 of a second. Lipke under attack by Brian Provo, and Provo is no joke. He knows how to get the job done.
Well, Lipke's done a great job so far defending, and she's going to have to do that continuously from here on out, especially right now, to hold on to that clean air. We talked about it a bunch so far. It's something that you're going to have to fight for. You do not want to give this up. If Lipke gives it up, caution, though, out on the flag. On the track is right in front of the leaders, Wyatt Dooling. Big damage to that 51 machine. Don't know what happened to him. He wrecked about 20 seconds ago, and I don't know what in the world happened, but you can see we're already into that wreck. Let's back it up a little bit further. Side by side, I don't know who that is.
Cody Turner.
Side by side, and same thing that happened with DJ Patterson. Wyatt Dooling comes down the track on the exit of the corner, makes contact, and hey, that's all she wrote. Have to bring that thing in. They do get one fast repair tonight. So a couple drivers have already used theirs, Rick. Wesley Burke running up in that fourth position and used his fast repair. Ryan Pendleton, Cody Anderson, after that big wreck about a caution ago, they had to use their fast repair. Cody Turner used his fast repair. Jason Kristen, and now Wyatt Dooling with Braden Mayfield, and DJ Patterson has actually called it quits. So a couple drivers having some tough luck here early in this first half of the race. That fast repair gone. That could play a pretty big part in the way this thing ends. Going to have to be a little bit more cautious from here on out.
Yeah, I don't think Cody Turner is going to have to use a fast. You said Cody used a fast repair already.
He has already used it, yeah.
I don't think that's going to be necessary because the tap was, they barely made contact. But the problem for Turner is Cody got inside of that yellow line, and you've got to be careful because not only is that yellow line slippery, but under that yellow line there's a slight banking transition, and that could upset the balance of the car, and that's actually what sent Cody slipping a little bit wide. That's why they made contact.
100%. A couple things that we haven't talked about here tonight is that they're not allowed to use the dog leg. If you've been wondering, what the heck, why are they not going down there where the NASCAR drivers go? You see these big 7-8 wide restarts in NASCAR. Why aren't they going down there? Well, the rule tonight out of our series director, Samuel Yosef, has been to not allow that. And I don't know, what do you think about that call to not allow the use of the dog leg?
I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call for the Indy cars. They're going to run at Phoenix this year for the first time in several years in real life. So that's a beautiful thing. But they don't let the Indy cars run down there in real life as well. It's just too dangerous. You pointed out earlier how sensitive these cars are, and they're sensitive to the bank transition. If you're going to try to run an Indy car down there, underneath, it is dangerous. And so I think it's a good call for the Indy cars. The Cup cars, they could run down there with no problem. Their springs are a lot more giving than the Indy cars, which are very tightly sprung. They can do it, but it's just too dangerous for the Indy cars.
Well, getting ready to get back going. Jamie Lipke holding on to the lead, been out front all night long, wants to continue that trend as they're going to come down through 3 and 4 into the extreme scoring and restart zone. Lipke going to try to get another really good jump, and she does. Going to pull away, and that's going to give her that extra little bit that she needs to stay out front, keep that clean air. Doing a fantastic job so far, as now the battle is for second, third, and fourth as they get these things wound up.
Yes, sir. We're back racing. Like you said, the restart zone, sponsored by Extreme Scoring, which of course is a league management program. They offer comprehensive features such as driver points, team points, aggregate data, and 2 distinct driver rating system, widgets for displaying data, and a paint management system, and an extensive race control. Extreme Scoring.
Love it. And I can tell you, Extreme Scoring, there is a lot to get into it, but boy, they do offer so many awesome features and really, really cool
Yes,
documentation to allow for these leagues to kind of customize the way they want things done. And it's been a long road to get all of Goat Locker set up, but we're definitely better for it. It's really incredible what you can do with the software. Race control that integrates into everything, lots of stats. One thing that Goat Locker and iRacing itself doesn't offer is the ability of like stats from the history of your league. And if you don't track those yourself, you're not going to have them. And so Extreme Scoring is going to allow Goat Locker to have those things and have history. So you can go back 3 or 4 seasons and find out who did what and have it all in one place. Just incredible what they've been able to do. And, Lipke got a great start there, Rick, but it has dissipated quickly. Now, we've seen a lot of challenges to Lipke here, but Lipke's been able to hold them off. What we see here as now Brian Provo down to the inside. This time, though, yeah, he's got actually a pretty good little run here. We'll see if he can hold on to it.
I think he's going to. He's got the preferred line. He's got to let it unwind coming off the corner. It looks like Lipke, with that momentum on the outside, is going to be able to hold on to it now. Can he cross in front of Provo? Excuse me, she crossed in front of Provo.
Oh! James Bowen in the wall. No caution, though. And he is really tore up. He's going to have to go down pit road and use a faster repair. Let's go back and see on the V-Speed replay what happened to him. Down on that apron, coming off the corner. Everything looks good for now. A dive to the inside. Oh, it tries to do a little crossover. Catches that right rear wheel right up into the wall, Rick.
Yeah, that was Ryan Pendleton. That was just hard racing. I don't think anybody's really at fault there, but that was just hard racing. He's just got a little bit too close there.
Well, Jamie Lipke finally had to give up the position as Brian Provo was able to get around and now is in the lead. Let's take you a look back real quick and show you how that happened while we were watching that replay. We were watching Provo trying to put a lot of pressure on Lipke. Lipke going to move up the track here. 3 wide we were for the lead.
Wow.
Yeah. Logan
Provo
Threlkel backed out of it. Yeah, and then just made the corner.
Did you see how high Lipke got up there?
Yeah.
I mean, really, really wide. I'm wondering if that was a slight mistake by Jamie, because that allowed Provo to just stick it down there and carry the momentum coming off the corner, not having to breathe it, worrying about making contact with the car on the outside. It looks almost as if Jamie let it happen, but I know that's not the case.
I think what happened was Jamie got the 3 wide call when Logan Threlkel went 3 wide, and I think that's why she gave that extra room, but didn't realize that Logan had backed out of it. So Logan Threlkel making it exciting, able to get the lead to Brian Provo. So he said, well, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to try to take this lead. I don't know what take it back. He's never been out front. Provo now on the defensive. We've got a battle for the lead here halfway through this race. We still got a ton of racing left.
Oh, watch that yellow line. Threlkel get down there. Car got a little bit wiggly down there, and that enables Lipke to get back up there as well. Provo still hanging on to it. Preferred line on the outside, rolls the top. But look at how everything is tightening up just behind. Jamie Lipke back there in third, hanging on to that, but just behind Jamie. The worst person to see behind you, Mario Jacobellis. Mario has figured out how to get to the front. So far, so good. And just behind Jacobellis, Wesley Burke, Ryan Pendleton, and Cody Anderson. They're all right together, Eddie.
Yeah, if you want to see a good explanation about how big a deal Dirty Air is, look at Jamie Lipke right now, who is falling through the field, led every single lap so far, and now falling all the way back to almost 7th place after losing the lead. That dirty air makes a huge, huge difference. And, hey, look at Threlkeld. He said, I want some clean air.
Well, let me explain something to you, Eddie. As far as Jamie Lidke is concerned, Jamie hasn't had the experience. Jamie ran in some traffic during practice, but under race conditions, as James Silvers collapsed the wall coming just across the start-finish line. But Jamie Lidke hasn't had to run in the dirty air of other cars until now. So Jamie has got to make these quick adjustments. But the problem is Jamie doesn't want to over-adjust the car. So got to figure it out.
Jacob Ellis tried to make a 3-wide maneuver there and actually gets into the wall after it's over with. And here comes Logan Threlkeld. Just can't clear him. We still got this battle rolling. I love what you said, though, Rick. Absolutely right. Lidke has had all that clean air, which gives her all the downforce in the world she needs, and gets out behind somebody, and you have to make those adjustments. And it looks like she is going to be able to do that, but it's got a lot of work to get back up to the front. But, boy, this battle between these two, it just continues on as Logan continues to kind of push the issue on exit.
Boy, it's like nobody wants to leave this race. They just keep swapping back and forth. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. This is so rare at Phoenix. It's a good thing that the temperatures aren't high because that's what's really producing this good racing. Boy, that was close.
Just like you've been saying.
And now Wesley Burke. Wesley Burke down to the inside. Can he pick up the lead?
Just like you've been saying, stay away from that yellow line. Logan Threlkeld trying to use it to kind of unbalance the car, give him a little bit more turn. And you can't do that in these cars, and that's exactly why he almost loses it. Great save. Ryan Pendleton goes up to second, and now here comes Wesley Burke back down to the inside to try to take that second position back. And all the while, Brian Provo grinning from ear to ear as these guys keep battling behind him.
This is absolutely fascinating to watch. Pendleton and Burke side by side once again. Now look, here comes Logan Threlkeld to make it 3 wide. And look, Wesley Burke backs out of that one. Said, you know what, the heck with it. I'm not going 3 wide. You guys can have at it. I'll see you in a little while.
Yeah, probably a smart thing to do is that driver on the inside likely is going to push up. I just don't see you being able to make the corner without a good arc. It's just going to be tough, and so I don't blame Wesley Burke, but however, he is now back in the clutches of Cody Anderson. You can see Jamie Lidke way back here, a second back from Wesley Burke in that 6th position. Jamie led every single lap, started on the pole, and is now falling back to 6th and is losing control of this race. So Jamie's going to need a little bit of help to get back out front and get that car back in that clean air, because right now Ryan Provo is starting to walk away from Ryan Pendleton and Logan Threlkeld.
Well, Brian Provo has just over a half-second lead right now on Ryan Pendleton. But to get back to what you were saying as far as Jamie Lidke, we didn't notice if Jamie might have tapped the wall or not. Of course, we're assuming running in clean air the whole time, have to make those quick adjustments if you lose that clean air. And I'm sure that Jamie is dealing with that right now. But as far as, and just behind, Logan Threlkeld just clapped the wall coming off turn 4. But now Jamie Lidke, we're thinking maybe there's a little bit of damage on that car. And Threlkeld hits the wall again coming off the corner.
Yeah, he's really pushing the issue there. Yeah, he's trying the hardest he can, but now as we're getting into this run, 35 laps on these tires, I mean, they are hot. They're just not responding like they have been before. And if somebody crosses over your nose just at the right time off one of these corners, it could spell big trouble. Kind of go back a little bit to somebody that we've been talking about all night long, Mario Jacob Ellis, who had made his way all the way up to the front last week's winner, and now falling back into 10th position. We saw him make contact with the wall, and I think right now, Rick, he's just begging for a caution because he is really, really struggling right now. 22nd, the only driver in the 22nd bracket.
Mario Jacob Ellis is running in 10th place right now. He's almost 6 seconds behind the leader, and Cody Turner, running in 11th, is running Mario down. And looking at the car, I noticed there is damage. We've seen several cars hit the wall. Sometimes there's a little bit of damage, sometimes there's no damage, but it looks like Mario's got some damage. So now the question becomes, we are 79 laps into this race. It's a 120-lap race. The next time you come into the pits, do you get that fast repair? Or do you just let the simulator take care of it in real time and save the fast repair in case you might need? Oh, Jacob Ellis in the wall again. In the wall again, and that time was a solid hit.
Yeah, that's probably going to do it in. Right now, you got to make the call now. Or can they make it on fuel? Do I come in and try to get that damage fixed, go back out on track? Because once you go a lap down, your race is effectively done. No lucky dogs here in this series. So once you go a lap down, it's over for Mario Jacob Ellis. So right now, just trying to hang on, hope to find a caution, which he may get because up at the front, Ryan Provo.
He's coming in.
Jacob Ellis coming in, but up front, battle is on as Pendleton has gotten to the back bumper of Provo. We had a train of about 4 or 5 drivers there as Provo, I thought, would be walking away, but has now kind of walked himself back to these other 4 drivers, and now Pendleton going to start applying the pressure. Now we've seen the inside move not work 1,000 times at this point, I feel like. So how do you make the move, Rick? If you're in Ryan Pendleton's position, you've seen what's happened multiple times. You go down to the inside, you get tight on exit, you lose a bunch of speed, third and fourth come flying by, now you got to battle them for 2 or 3 laps. What do you do? How do you make this call for the next 40 laps on how to get around Brian Provo?
Well, it would be a lot easier for me to answer that question if I was out there with them because, depending on track conditions and the setup and the drivers, their habits, and you start poking your nose here and there, you just kind of feel it out. It's got a decent run, but now you know what? Pendleton just backed out right there. It's hard for me to just, generally speaking, it's hard for me to say, okay, this is what you want to do because every race, depending on the conditions, is slightly different.
100%, and you could see, like you said, Ryan Pendleton lifting, just riding behind Brian Provo, knowing that, if I make a move here, I'm just hurting myself. I've got to be able to make the pass. So we've seen a couple drivers make the move down to the inside in 3 and 4, coming to the start-finish line, and be able to kind of slide up in front of the other driver. But I haven't seen that work for the leader. I've seen that happen back in the pack where that driver in front has some dirty air, but not up front. So it's a curious thing. Provo got the lead because of Lipke going a little bit too wide. So you have to looks like Pendleton just needs to wait on the mistake and hold off these other drivers behind him and hope that he can make a move late in the race. I don't know what you do here other than hope for a mistake, or maybe even a lap car may have some sort of issue here, as that might be what happens here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The key in these cars, especially with the dirty air, is you've got to stay out of that dirty air. Like right there, we see Pendleton moves to the outside, but I believe he pushed to the outside. I don't think that was intentional. But you've got to do the best that you can to not stay directly behind one of these cars, because that's where you lose the grip. That's where you scrub the front end. That's where you kill your tires. And you're never going to be able to get by like that. You have got to hunt for that clean air in the corners.
Yeah, and the worst time for that dirty air is right as you exit. If you exit like right here, it's going to be a little bit lower. And as he exits the corner right here, the car loses downforce because that car in front. So at the time you almost need it the most on the exit of these corners, you lose it. That's why you see these guys get to the wall suddenly. Like right here, he's sailing the front end towards the wall because he loses downforce being right behind Provo. So you have to be careful about that. You'll have be low like this right here, have a whole lot of downforce. That car crosses across the wake of that car crosses across your nose, and all of a sudden you lose your steering. The steering just doesn't respond the way it was. So a lot can happen to these cars quickly. You got to be able to respond, and we've already seen it. You clip that wall, you're in big trouble. Ryan Pendleton takes a little dive, takes a little look. There it is right there, that wash. As you can see, he had to really get out of it there.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. See, now, right now, Pendleton, now he's diving down directly behind. He's in that dirty air, scrubbing the fronts. He's heating them up.
Whoop.
That's not what you want. You want to stay around the outside the whole way around.
I thought Pendleton was going to get – I thought Pendleton was going to get to the outside there on the backstretch, but Provo kind of squeezed it a little bit. But I thought Pendleton almost kind of pulled a fast one on him, but Provo going to hang on to it for now as we're clicking these laps off pretty quickly at this point.
Yeah, Brian Provo, he's one of the last people you want to see get out in front because he knows exactly what to do as far as that clean air. He could use that clean air to his advantage and just kind of keep you behind you on raw pace. And as long as you've got somebody who's behind you who's not hunting for the dirty air, Pendleton looks to the inside again, but Provo is a little too smart for that. He rolls the top and keeps the momentum up.
Yeah, running a defensive line into that corner. I love it. And Pendleton now is going to have a little bit of company here from Logan Threlkeld, who's now putting pressure on both these drivers. And Threlkeld's in the similar situation. He can put pressure on Pendleton, but there's really not going to be much he could do. He's got to wait for Provo and Pendleton to start getting side by side. Then he can make his move. We've seen that already, 3-wide situation. Yeah, I love these cars for this reason, whether it's a strategy game. You can't go in there and just use the bumper, move somebody out of the groove like you see in NASCAR. You've got to be precise. It's like a surgeon out there. Well, your biggest movers of the race so far is Cody Anderson, who is up 7 positions from where he started. He started back in 11th, currently running in that 4th position, probably one of the better-looking cars out there, as he has been holding on, watching these guys battle up here, starting to run them down a little bit as they battle right in front of him, but he has been moving all race long and trying to get up there to this battle. But kind of, I don't know, they're racing so hard, maybe he's just waiting on a mistake. But I'm trying to go through the field a little bit, but hey, we got to go back to this battle.
Yeah, it's just too good. We have green flag pit stops coming up very soon. I think I heard a call. Provo might be coming in right now, and there he goes. There he goes, down on the pit lane. Now, is he going to be able to make the speed limit? He's on the brakes, does a great job. Hits that speed limit right at the line. That gives Ryan Pendleton the lead. Threlkeld is right there, but these guys also have to come in, and this will be the final stop of the race. We're coming up to just 21 laps to go, Eddie.
Yeah, looks like Logan
Threlkeld.
Threlkeld coming down pit road. Yeah, this is the money stop. You've got to do everything right, and we are talking about the difference in tenth. So if you come down pit road, you come off the track, and you're a little bit too easy going down into the pit road. These cars have fantastic braking, so you can really get on the brakes really hard. Any little tint that you don't get out of this pit road situation, you're going to lose on track by 3 or 4 or 5 tenths. So you have to get every inch on these pit road as you can. And we'll see who comes out with the lead once this thing all cycles through. Provo's in. Now here comes Logan Threlkeld out. Cody Anderson coming down pit road. Still waiting on Ryan Pendleton. Here he comes to make his final stop.
I've also been keeping an eye on Mario Jacobellis, because he has already made his final stop, and he may have been able to make up some ground on fresh tires while the other fellas had the old tires on as they went through their run. So Mario might be a little bit closer to the front than we thought would be possible after he fell back pretty savagely earlier on.
Yeah, he did come down about 19 laps ago. I'm afraid he's going to be too far back. He was able to get the fast repair, but he's 6 seconds back from Cody Anderson right now, so got a lot of work to do if he's going to get back out there, but I like the call. I think it was a great call. He was in big trouble. But right now, it looks like all things play out at the end of this race. Logan Threlkeld's going to come out with the lead by 2.3 seconds because I think he took fuel only or something, because 5.4 seconds on pit road for Logan Threlkeld, 8 seconds for Brian Provo.
Eddie, James Silver's had a problem. James Silvers came into the pits missing his front end. You got to go back and see what happened with him and how he's able to get his fast repair, his final pit stop, and he's back underway. Let's take a look and see what happened to James Silvers. And you can see the damage right there as he came into the pits. Oh, trying to get down. Out, he spun it. He spun it coming into the pits. I'm pretty sure he didn't break the speed limit coming in after that, but that put damage on his car. He used a fast repair. It was quick. And I don't think that cost him too much. He's still right around where he was, 9th place.
Yeah, not too bad at all. No caution. Hey, Rick, do you know why they call it an Xbox 360?
Because I don't know.
When you see it, you do a 360 and you walk away, and that's exactly what James Silvers did right there on pit road. As man, now we got to find out where everybody is. Right now, Logan Threlkeld is in 2nd place, and he's gonna go around Jason Kristen, who is now going down pit road. But Logan Threlkeld has a 1.4 second lead. And I was just talking about this before the Silvers incident. Threlkeld was only on pit road for 5.4 seconds. I don't know if he didn't take tires or only took 2 tires. And he's going to make contact with the wall.
Oh, no. Threlkeld. What a hit, too. Is he still going?
He's still going, but that front, the tire popped off and went right back on, but he definitely has some damage.
I don't know. He's right on the rear wing of Provo and Lidke, so I don't know what we just witnessed there, but somehow he was forgiven.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unbelievable. I've never seen that, but it fixed itself. He definitely has some damage. I could see it starting to fade. Now, he also might not have taken tires with that strategy, and that may be why he ended up in the wall. But, hey, that is music to Provo's ears, as now he's going to take the lead. He's got 10 laps to go. He's got 1.2 seconds back to Ryan Pendleton. And Logan Threlkeld, you could see the damage obviously making a big deal. Even though it looked like the tire popped back on, he's obviously got some sort of wheel damage that's making it struggle, because here comes Cody Anderson right by. So the Logan Threlkeld, great call. I love the call, but got a little bit tight behind that lap car, and that was all she wrote.
Well, quickly, let's talk about, while we have a moment here, let's talk about GTR simulators, because the action has been so amazing. We really haven't had much time to get these sponsor reads in, but GTR simulators, it's a simulator. They're leaders in professional grade racing and flight simulators. They deliver immersive, real-world experiences trusted by racers, pilots, educators, and entertainment venues worldwide. From home setups to commercial and training solutions, GTR Simulator puts you in the driver's seat.
Well, and we can't talk about...
for a special discount, by the way.
Oh.
For a special discount, I'm sorry, I forgot to say, for a special discount in the GLR in the shop tab at GoatLockerRacing.org.
Well, we'll go ahead and knock out Save 22, one of my favorites. They sponsor the podcast, and Save 22 is a 501c3 organization dedicated to preventing suicide among veterans, active duty personnel, and first responders. Our unwavering mission extends to 4 critical pillars: shield, assist, volunteer, and educate. That's Save 22. Go check them out at Save 22 Vet on YouTube, at save22.vet is their website. 5 laps to go, almost done. Ryan Pendleton trying to reel in Brian Provo. He's got the draft. Rick, I think we might see a battle for the win before this thing's all over with.
Well, Provo's been running the mid-groove, and he's been running the mid-groove, and Pendleton has been coming down low, and Pendleton is in the draft. He needs to stay, as you can see right here. Now he moves outside, but he was directly behind Provo. That's not what you want in the corner, and look at Provo now trying to break the draft. He's starting to feel the pressure from Pendleton.
Yeah, Pendleton, though, starting to get that dirty air, and you can see him get tight right there. But he's got the draft. Now, what's he going to do? He's going to go to the outside. He's going to try to get a run, cross over, down low, try to get a run. Provo's going to block it, but he's going to open the outside line. You don't want to do that, but not quite able to do it. Provo's going to dive it into 3 and 4, and I thought Pendleton might be able to hold it for a while, but here he comes down the back straightaway. Pendleton going to back out of it. 3 laps to go in this one.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I thought Provo had this thing locked up, but Pendleton is right there. Left and right. It's almost as if Pendleton is just biding his time, saying, you know what? I have a feeling I got this, and I'll just pass you at will. But we've got next time by 2 laps to go. Pendleton going wide, not in the dirty air. He should stay out there and roll it. He's going to have a run coming off the corner, and here he comes down to the inside. This could be it. The next time they cross the start-finish line, there's going to be 1 lap to go. Pendleton pushes up a little bit wide, and Provo's able to hold on to the lead.
White flag presented by Glove Station. And, man, here we go. 1 more attempt for Ryan Pendleton. Does he have enough? Does Cody Anderson have something to say? He's going to get to the outside. Down into 3 and 4. Last opportunity. Is it going to be enough? At the line, it is Provo.
Provo wins it.
The 200th of a second. Oh, my God.
21 thousandths. And just behind them was Cody Anderson, only 900ths of a second behind. What a finish. What a race.
Less than a tenth between the leader and Cody Anderson there. I tell you what, we got to go back and watch that again. Let's go back and watch those last few laps. We're going to watch it from the blimp view. And you can see Ryan Pendleton taking a move here down to the inside. Almost makes contact Wow. Incredible, incredible race. Hey, that's why I love ovals in these Indy cars. Unbelievable races. Brian Provo, man, wow.
I did not expect Phoenix to be. Usually it's very hot in the desert at Phoenix, and the temperature's really off the charts. It's like racing on the surface of the sun. But thank goodness today, I guess maybe it has something to do with this winter storm that's creeping across the country. And maybe it's affected the tire temperatures at Phoenix as well, because temperatures were low and the racing was phenomenal.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, we're going to take a break. We need a breather, and I'm sure you guys do too. We're going to go and take a little commercial break, pay the bills, and we'll be right back for your results and your top 3 interviews. So don't go anywhere.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you. Day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Phoenix Raceway. Man, what a amazing finish to an amazing race. A lot of fun. These guys put on a show, and Brian Provo going to come away with the victory. Let's take a look at your results before we get into the interviews. Brian Provo, Ryan Pendleton, Cody Anderson, less than a tenth between them. Look at it. 0.09 seconds from first to third. Incredible racing. We love it. We love it here in Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series. Logan Thurlkeld had a fantastic race. Great call at the end. Hits the wall, but able to hold on to fourth place, which I think is an admirable finish. I think that's a fantastic way to finish after some damage that took him out of contention for the win, but still holding on to fourth, pretty incredible stuff. Samuel Joseph comes home with the top 5. Your biggest mover of the race, tied with Cody Anderson for that award. And they got James Silver, so we saw have big damage. Did a 360, spun it, knocked his nose off, comes home and finishes 6th. How about that? And then you got Wesley Burke in 7th, J.C. Kristen in 8th. Mario Jacobellis, disappointing night for sure for him. Got up to the front, had some issues, had to go back, had some damage, went down pit road, tried to do a little undercut, just didn't work out. You start in the back, it just makes it difficult to get to the front. But, hey, look, he's going to be dangerous next week for the rest of the season, I'm sure. You give somebody like him a bad finish, and, boy, you're talking about somebody that's going to come in ready to roll next week. Jamie Lipke, fantastic race, led a ton of laps, started on the pole, and then kind of fell back towards the end. Got a little bit behind, maybe on adjustments, maybe some damage, not real sure. But incredible job all race for Jamie.
Yeah, you got to feel bad for Jamie. I mean, Jamie really just, in a way, kind of felt for a while like he had it in the bag, because started on the pole and led every lap and was able to fend off challenge after challenge after challenge. And in one issue, dropped Jamie to the back. That was all she wrote. Couldn't recover.
Cody Turner comes home in 11th. Bill Mulfield in 12th. Wyatt Dooling in 13th. James Molyneux in 14th with Braden Mayfield and DJ Patterson with their DNFs rough races for those guys. But let's talk to the winner. Let's talk to the big fella himself, Brian Provo. Brian, this is Eddie and the Rick in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on?
Look, we're all fired up here. You can't come in here half-assed. You got to come in with some energy because me and Rick are pumped up. You won by less than a tenth of a second, so I need that energy through the roof. Man. Look, I'm going to help you out. We'll give you some gorilla sounds. All right, Brian, before we get into it, don't thank me yet. Before we get into it, incredible race, start to finish, very, very exciting. But take me back to the start of the race. You started in 6th. Didn't have maybe the qualifying effort you wanted to have. You're sitting on the grid. You're getting ready to go. You know how these kind of races go. What were your thoughts as you took the green flag?
Yeah, first thoughts, obviously didn't qual, like you said. Could have, maybe, who knows, maybe shaved off a 10th. I'd messed up my second lap, so that all I had was that first and put me down in that 6th spot. So my thoughts going in is maybe the guys up front are going to try to fuel save or save some tires and, kind of, I wouldn't say playing the caution, but unlikely someone could do a one-stop that race. You'd have to really be slow and save that fuel. So my thoughts were to push hard and early and try to get some track position in case either a caution came out or just kind of same thing, burn their tires up, and hopefully I saved some of mine while I get by them. And then hopefully that stint, kind of that first stint went pretty long, was able to get up, I think up into around 3rd place. And then I was able to kind of compete for that lead after the restart. But yeah, once kind of took control, after those 2 cautions, and that was about the time everyone started to pit for their first time. Anyways, just kind of control the pace, and then just kind of keep the guys behind me. Like this thing, like this track, just like Iowa and Gateway, like it's very, you want to be out front to save as much tires because when you're behind someone, it's just that dirty air pushes you around. So being out front was definitely key, even though you burn some fuel, but you get to save some tires. So it's a little battle there, but knowing that everybody is going to have to stop one more time after those cautions was kind of like a free and clear. I was able to run at full fuel, didn't have to worry about fuel because everyone's gonna have to stop again. And it was all down to that green flag pit stop. And then was able to pass Logan there for the lead towards the end. And then, obviously epic battle between Ryan and then got Cody up there in the mix, waiting to pounce on any mistakes Ryan and I would have made for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Ryan and I, we were a little puckering up there for a bit. We were tight against each other. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, let me back up a little bit. Let me back up a little bit to that pit stop where you came out after the green flag and Logan was about 2.5 seconds up in front of you. What were your thoughts about that call to, I guess he didn't take tires. I'm not real sure. What do you think about that call?
Yeah, I haven't asked him yet if he didn't take tires. I would say that's probably what really let me to be able to catch him that fast and that late. He probably had I don't know if that's why he was so far up or if I just had maybe a poor pit entry and he had a great pit stop. That 2 seconds ahead of me. Well, that's big. But yeah, I was able to track him down. He had a little lap traffic there towards maybe 10 or 15 laps to go. So I was able to kind of break some of that. And once you get in the draft in these cars at this track, you're able to catch up to that car within, even 0.8 of a second back. As long as you run a clean line, like that car is just gets dragged back to you, which is kind of nice. So that's where, I would say a little bit fortunate there, but yeah, I'm not sure what Logan's strategy was there. Unfortunate if he didn't take tires. I think I know Ryan, Cody, and I did. I think so. That was a big call there. Tires and fuel with that 20-25 laps left in the race so really helped out. I think.
Yeah, 100%. Well, man, congratulations on the race. You earned that one tonight. So much fun to watch. 120 laps of just hell-bent fury, and I love it. So congratulations, man. The floor is yours as the winner. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, obviously start off with the title series, Lincoln Tech for supporting all this, Goat Walker Racing, bringing all these, I think I forget how many series we're up to now. It's like 10 or something, like multiple different nights of the week, like supporting veterans, first responders, people that, support us, and the guys in the series that, like Department of Veteran Affairs for Indiana, InVets, you guys in the booths every night, like being able to broadcast and showing us off to the world, however we want to say it there. Thank you guys, and obviously, thank my family, helping me, support me in my, endeavors in the sim world here. So, but yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome stuff. Well, there you have it. Your winner tonight at Phoenix, Brian Provo, takes home the victory. And I think Rick Ravon, I think you are catching up with second place finisher Ryan Pendleton.
I've got Ryan right here. Ryan Pendleton, Rick Ravon. Congratulations on a second place, bud.
Hey, appreciate it, Rick. Not my cleanest or best race, but that was a ton of fun racing up there with my best buddy Provo. So that was a good time.
Well, that's to be expected at Phoenix. It is a tight track. It is a bull ring. But tell us about those closing laps when you were closing in on Brian Provo, your buddy. What were you thinking and what were your plans? We noticed that behind him, you were kind of hesitating with about 5 laps to go. You caught him and then you weren't sticking your nose down there. Were you just waiting for the right opportunity?
Yeah, well, I'd like to say I learned my lesson. Unfortunately, didn't get any chance to practice, so learned my lessons in the race. And James Silver's got the worst of it. I talked to him. I got into him in turn 3, so I didn't want to do that again, especially not to the leader. Yeah, I just had a tough time passing unless they gave up the outside, and I knew he wouldn't. So yeah, I was going to wait for the last lap and make sure I didn't wreck him, but give it my best shot, and
Well,
came out of it 1-2. So.
Well, we were talking during the race about the adjustments that are absolutely necessary that you must make inside the car during the race. Track conditions, the track temperatures weren't so bad, but what kind of adjustments were you making? Were you chasing the tires?
So yeah, it's in the middle of the race for sure. And luckily, like Brian's really good at these Indy cars, and he's kind of dove into them. I hopped in late. I'm like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And of course, he told me. So I made the couple ARB adjustments. Then obviously the weight jacker is kind of on feel and how you're driving. But yeah, definitely messing with that a little bit throughout the race. Luckily, when we had that like splash and go, we got fuel, or I'm sorry, we got tires, and that really helped. So at the end, it was kind of just flat out. Um, I was trying to put my nose where he wasn't, just to get some clean air, which I'm sure I know Logan behind me was not happy about. But I wish I was good enough to say I was aero blocking him like he thought, but I'm not. I was just trying to survive myself. But yeah, definitely chasing a little bit. These cars are fun, and that's what makes it a challenge. Yeah, they're just fast, and you think they're going to stick, and when they don't, they don't. When they do, they do. So made it fun.
Well, Ryan, I'll tell you what, for a guy who didn't get any practice in, you certainly put on a great show. One heck of a comeback and a great adjustment to get back up to the front and have a shot at the win right there. You were right there, only to blink of an eye behind the winner. Congratulations on a podium. And who do you have to thank?
Oh man, I'll start with you guys, V Speed. You, Rick, love that you're broadcasting the series. I don't get to run it every week, but that's awesome. Eddie, everyone at V Speed that makes this happen. Jam
Thank you.
Tuning Promotion, one of our oldest partners, absolutely. Lincoln Tech, obviously IndyCar Series, Alexander PCs, Cruising Classics, who I have on my car. But yeah, like I always say, if I ever get the opportunity anymore to get interviewed, everyone that supports the leagues, from the people that watch the broadcast to the drivers to the admins, race control, all the volunteers, really what makes it go around. So it's awesome to see where we're headed. I'm excited about it. And huge shout, I will say, teammate Brian Provo. So he helped me out tonight right when I jumped in, and congrats on the win.
Well, that's fantastic. I'll tell you what, running 1-2, you and your teammate, why don't you go celebrate with him right now? And congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, Rick.
All right, it was Ryan Pendleton. Let's go to Cody Anderson. Eddie?
Mr. Anderson, congratulations on your third place finish. You had a really, really good race. It seemed like it was a lot of fun. And there at the end, just a wild finish. Take us through your race, man. How'd you get there?
Well, it's been the motto for this week that I have a terrible qualifying effort and have to drive through the field to get myself on the podium. But luckily this week it's worked out. A lot of it was just trying to find that clean air and just not getting that push out of the corner. Um, Really, it was just all the clean air. That's you were searching so hard for it, and with the little amount of cars that we did have, it was still really hard to find that clean air.
Yeah, yeah, and it definitely played a factor in a lot of folks' races. But you were able to keep the car clean. You got through the pit stop cycle, and Logan Thurkill almost threw a Hail Mary and kind of snookered you. all of you there at the end, but makes contact with the wall. You guys were able to get around him, and then it kind of looked like maybe Provo was going to run away with it, and then you started to run them down. Kind of what were your thoughts as you were you confident? Did you were like, I don't think there's anything I can do? Like, what were your thoughts as you and Ryan Pendleton were starting to run him down?
I honestly needed Pendleton to catch up to Provo and have them start battling for me to really get up close. That final lap. I really wish we had another lap or two, because I think with them two battling, I could have made the move to steal the win. But coming into that final corner, it was just, who do I want to take out, or do I just sit here and just be happy with third place?
Yeah. Well, y'all made it exciting. Very, very good race. So much fun. You drivers on track is what makes these races exciting. We just get to call it, and we're so thrilled to be able to do that. Congratulations on your third place finish, Cody. And as always, who do you have to thank?
I just want to say thanks to iRacing, MK Fire Designs, Sim Motion, Harpoon Designs, Sat Graphics, and Lincoln Tech for giving us the series to run on Saturday nights.
All right, well, there you have it. Your third place finisher, Cody Anderson, comes away with it tonight, to a third place finish tonight. And man, Rick, I don't know. I need a beer and a cigarette after that one. What about you?
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm still trying to catch my breath after that. Could you imagine? I mean, what a finish. It wasn't just a finish, but the entire race. I mean, we had just about the entire field battling throughout the entire race. Again, I feel bad for Libke. Boy, I'll tell you what, gonna watch. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do next week. But this is gonna be one heck of a season. I don't know how they're gonna top this one, but I get a feeling somehow they will, some point.
Well, next week, we're going to hit the Daytona Road course. You'll take a look at the schedule real quick as we go through this list, and then it's a Chicago street course, Chicago Land, and then Pocono, Watkins Glen to round out the first leg. It's a pretty good little schedule there at the end. Well, hey, tonight was a fantastic race. Great job to all the racers. Congratulations to Brian Provo again, for Patrick Dravitt, Jamie Barkus, everyone at Goat Locker Racing, for everybody at B-Speed, Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, Morgan Cook, and Rick. Just appreciate you for being here. It's been a blast tonight. And, hey, look, we're excited to see what happens with the rest of the season. It's going to be incredible. Y'all have a wonderful night. We want to thank Lincoln Tech again for their amazing sponsorship. They're being a great partner for the last few years, and cannot wait to see what them and Goat Locker do together in the future. Y'all have a wonderful night. We'll see you next week.